We are live.
Wait.
All right, y'all. Welcome, one and all, to Nerds Corner, where the topic for today, as you can see on the ticker at the bottom of the screen, is Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right, hold on a minute. I didn't want to save it.
Oh, you
We
broke it.
are talking about Dragon Ball Super. There we go. There we go. So the one thing I guess that I kind of like the most about Super is it started off as a movie, and it even kind of incorporated the movie into the first season.
Oh yeah.
Like I love how it went from being, Dragon
For,
Ball Battle of the Gods.
it was two movies before it became. It even thought about just becoming
Well,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Super.
Well, yeah, I know that. It's just they incorporated the first movie as the first season,
Yep.
which I
Battle
thought was
Gods.
freaking awesome. But there's changes that were made that were incredibly obvious.
Oh yeah, there's tons of changes.
Like, didn't
For
Vegeta
Resurrection
mention
F.
Tarble in the original
No,
movie?
I'm not even talking about like dialogue or anything.
Oh, that whole
I'm not.
bingo dance thing
I'm
didn't happen?
no. I'm not talking about like
There's a lot of
it's
changes.
so Battle of the Gods starts off. I mean, not even how it starts off, but Battle of the Gods.
You can call it again.
Battle of the Gods starts with the first time you see the crew is Bulma's birthday. Bulma's birthday is being held at Capsule Corp.
Yep. Not on a cruise ship.
In the show, Bulma's birthday is being held on a cruise ship. That right there is a humongous difference, and it's like, oh, which one, cruise ship or Capsule Corp? Capsule Corp worked a lot better into with the whole thing about it worked well in the series, but Pilaf and the crew stealing the Dragon Balls to try to make the wish and everything, or to try to get back to grown-ups and shit. But with
The ship had an idea of how Pilaf and them tried to get into the ship to steal the Dragon Balls.
exactly, Pilaf, Mia, and the Fox. I can't remember the Fox dude's name,
I don't.
but they all normally are just chilling out around Capsule Corp.
Yep.
Like they just chill out around Capsule Corp, and so it was super easy for them to get in and try to steal the Dragon Balls. Whereas in the show, it's like they went well out of their way to just go out to the cruise ship to try to steal the Dragon Balls and go back to shore to make the wish.
Just like in the original Dragon Ball, where they had to work for it. Not
Every time in the original show, they got one step closer to getting the freaking Dragon Balls. Goku was there to stop them.
And look what happened on.
Hey,
the cruise
guys,
ship.
lunch just got made over here, so I'll be right back.
No worries.
We'll be here.
Go eat.
I won't leave this. I'll be.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I will be right back though. I need to go grab my mod. I forgot it was over on the table, so I'll be right back.
Was I teasing you, Jake?
No, I was gonna take a hit off Loki, so I need to go get him.
Giggity. But like Nero was saying, how Pilaf and them were, instead of like in Battle of Gods movie, they're at Capsule Corp. But in the first season of Dragon Ball Super, they had to fight their way through a shark, the water, a sinking boat, just to try to get to the cruise ship. And yeah, he's back.
I love this chair. I absolutely love this chair.
Yeah.
It has a freaking. Hopefully, it doesn't like register on the mic, but it has a damn massager on it. Yes.
See that? You see that?
Oh, well, they look really golden.
You see it? See it? You see it?
Hey, we're
Yeah.
getting a green notice.
Yeah.
We're getting a green thing. I don't know. She's walking up to the door right now.
More fan mail?
Hold on.
Welcome back from your muting.
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. That's not that bad. Shit.
That was something bad.
No, I mean it's just our statement, but no, that's not a lot. See, we were talking about Pilaf.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that it had them in the show really didn't. I mean, it seemed a lot more like it
Like,
just
like
it
how they
seemed a lot
used to
more
be.
like an original callback. You know how they're always trying to go after. You know how they're
The
always trying to
Dragon
go
Balls.
after the Dragon Balls. You
Yeah,
know, it's not so easily accessible.
While you walked away, it kind of explained how instead of like in the movie, they're at Castle Corp, always sitting there, hanging around, trying to get in there to steal them. They had to fight through, a sinking boat, a shark that wanted to eat them.
Goku.
Goku, well, not even Goku at the time. Go take
Oh, and
some
Super.
Trunks. Yeah, go take
Yeah,
some Trunks.
Go 10 and Trunks. Yeah, but that was still the thing in the movie though too. Is they were still having to try to get around Go 10 and Trunks.
Yeah, but to get to this cruise ship, they had to deal with a sinking boat, fucking a shark trying to eat them.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for Goten and Trunks, throwing out that roper lifeguard thingy, they wouldn't have.
the life ring.
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
They
Been
wouldn't have made it at
saved.
all.
No, the shark would have been like, yummy fox and peed off and my.
I mean, it does seem a lot more organic to how Dragon Ball actually is. I gotta say, I think
Oh yeah, Galen, bend over.
I think when it comes to like show versus movie, the way that it started did really leave the segue for the actual episodes themselves.
Yep.
Hold on.
Now, to anyone that's watching the, I don't know, Aww. Hi, buddy.
There you go. Say hi.
Hi, buddy.
Don't kick the keyboard, okay?
So
But
I love how when Super first starts, so it does this flashback to Dragon Ball Z with the Buu saga,
mhm.
and then you see Goku farming.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's one of the fun things though is he's able to, he's able to like relax. There's
good
not a
morning,
lot.
USA.
He
Yeah, you
doesn't
are.
have any like that. There's no crisis going on.
Nope.
So of
It's
course he's
peace.
going to be farming. I mean, that's one of the funny things about like the way that the show starts is Goku is farming. He has an opportunity now to kind of just chill, relax. He can, he can just. You went down? Okay.
You watching American Dad, Jake?
Yeah. Wyatt wanted to watch Steve, so we're watching. We put Steve on for him.
I heard, that's why I started singing into it. I'm sorry.
But no, it's there's no put it back. There's no crisis going on. Goku doesn't have to worry about getting into any kind of fights. He can just sit, chill, and be. Don't.
But with his mind though, he's like, do I really want to be farming or should I be off training to get stronger?
That's the thing, though, is there was nobody to get stronger. To train to get stronger than. There was no threat to the planet, and then. Like all of a sudden, there's all this stuff happening, and King Kai lets him know, "Hey, you know, this is what's going on."
Well, he tried keeping it a secret though, because
He tried.
he
Tried
tried.
is the key word.
Because he would
But
be all secrecy with the Supreme Kai when Goku finally went to King Kai's plan to train a little because Chi Chi let him because Hercule gave
was
him this
having.
much with the 10 million zenny.
Yep.
So Chi Chi's like, sure, go train, just come back before dinner, and yada yada yada. And
I got
then,
both kids today.
oh, Jamie. But like I was saying though, it was, you know, Goku didn't know at all. He just wanted to go to King Kai's planet and train. It was the conversation between Supreme Kai, Shin, and King Kai about, they're talking about Beerus because he blew up a planet. He's awake after, 20, 30 years of sleeping?
Longer than that.
Well, because he was awake when Frieza destroyed King Vegeta.
He
Right,
was asleep for a good while.
it said 30, 40 years. Because if I remember correctly, when Vegeta meets Beerus, Vegeta has a flashback of when he was a little kid, of Beerus stepping down on his father's head
Yeah.
and rubbing his foot like across his face and everything. So it was like a good 30, 45 years.
I was gonna say I thought it was like 40 almost.
And then flash back to when Goku's training on the planet. Goku overhears the word Beerus. Goes up to King Kai, is like, who's this Beerus person? And King Kai tries to oh, it's a food. You'll try it one of these days. And then
What a miss.
a lot.
Not really.
We're already up to the tournament of power,
Oh, dang.
No, I'm lying to you. We're still talking about Battle of Gods.
I was gonna say we're still talking about like how the movie started, how Battle of the Gods started, versus how the show started. Like honestly, that wasn't all that different from the movie and the show.
No. But then
I can tell you what was different: animation quality.
well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Movie they take their time with. It's a show. It's just like because you can even tell throughout the entire whole series that it go to good graphics to lazy graphics.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then you have Beer. King Kai starts sensing that Beerus is on his way to his planet, and starts panicking and screams out his name again. Goku hears it again after doing all of his training, and then when Beerus is almost there, King Kai's like, "All right, I'm gonna shove you in the house.
Stay
Hide
there.
you
Stay there. Shut up. Don't do anything. Go get mama.
and hide."
No, not really. Go get your
And then,
brother.
but knowing Beerus,
Go get your
that
brother.
knowing that Beerus can sense everything, he's like, "Why are you trying to hide that monkey?" Because he didn't really consider them Saiyans either. He was like Frieza, considered them monkeys.
Well, I mean, of course. Jamie. No, sweet pea.
And then
Or not.
I just find it funny though how when Goku first tries to introduce himself, he gets bitch slapped by King Kai.
Yeah.
Like act like an adult.
I like how his first idea is, "Hey, fight me. That'll
Yep.
go well."
Let's spar, Beerus. I want to see what your true power level is.
I want to see what you're capable of.
And then
Gets
as soon as he
bodied.
goes Super Saiyan 3, goes flick, and then pop, down goes Goku.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see him hold that grudge, though.
Nope.
I
But
mean, the cool thing about the whole way that starts is like the way that the show starts with Goku basically getting made a bitch by Beerus. I am not mama. With Beerus making Goku his bitch, and then like when
doing
you
the same thing to
fast
Vegeta.
forward to when Beerus arrives at the party and like basically interrupts, and then Bulma smacks him.
My Vegeta, my Bulma.
Silence, you fail. Like Vegeta powered up after Bulma being slapped by Beerus was able to do something that a Super Saiyan 3 Goku wasn't able to do,
Which is just crazy to think about.
which is insane. And it's hilarious because Vegeta canonically never achieved Super Saiyan 3 form, though
Nope.
he had the power for a brief moment to surpass it.
Yep.
I believe that just has to do with the like the Saiyan Rage stuff, though. I don't know what it is about them getting angry, but when they get angry, they
You
can
better
body.
run.
Case in point, Gohan.
Yep. Super Saiyan 2
Case in
Gohan.
point,
Well, not
or
even,
even
when he was
just
like still in Z when he was a
Frieza
kid. And when he was
Frieza
a kid,
Saga.
he broke out of a fucking Saiyan pod, destroyed it, and did something that his dad and Piccolo still couldn't do, and damaged
together.
Raditz's armor.
Yep.
And they
So-
couldn't do that while working together.
And Gohan did it just because his dad was getting his ass beat.
Yep.
Leave my daddy alone!
Fucking busts the pod, rushes against freaking Raditz, and literally damages, breaks his freaking armor.
Yep. Which gave Piccolo a weak point to go special beam cannon.
Or,
After-
if you want the actual word for the move, Makanka Sampo.
Oh, fuck it.
Makanka-
Special beam cannon.
It's the Makanka Sampo! The Makanka Sampo! Makanka Sampo. That one!
I love how on their bridge he's just like, oh, fuck it. Special beam cannon.
I love how Nail points out it's not exactly a cannon.
But, So, Battle of the Gods arc. Favorite point or favorite part?
When
Has to be when Goku flipped off Beerus for me.
my favorite point would have to be when Vegeta just made like a bitch when Beerus first arrives. You know, you never see Vegeta get scared or sweat like that. You know, as soon as Beerus shows up and notices the difference between their powers, Vegeta's like, "Fuck,
Bingo
what do I
dance.
do?"
Bingo dance. It's my favorite part is the bingo dance.
Isn't that
Yeah.
one only in the movie though?
Yeah, that was in the movie.
It is in the movie, and it sucks that it's only in the movie because that whole fucking part would have been amazing.
Bingo! Fun time bingo!
Bingo!
I think he made
Bingo!
food. I think he made food in the show.
He made food the
Yeah,
octopus
he
thing.
he tried to serve him up dish after dish after dish of Earth food, and he didn't do the bingo dance at all, which was freaking depressing.
When Beerus got pissed off at Go 10 and Trunks playing
Go
with water,
Tanks.
how he jumped. Trunks, fuck. I meant to say Trunks, but I said that.
Then what the most funny parts of the movie that I thought, even though they censored it in the American dub version, but in the Japanese version, he doesn't slap his arm. No, he actually gave Gotenks a fucking spanking.
Oh yeah.
Like-
That's one of those weird censors. Like you can't spank a child in America anymore. What?
Yeah, he spanks the arm. Like, are you fucking serious? It's
Is that really much better?
apparently.
I think bruising someone's arm and possibly having the chance to break it, because that part's probably easier to break than the ass. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think the most pivotal point
I would
of
love to
that
see Beerus just
Ritual.
things over and just,
was the ritual.
Ritual.
Yeah.
that was pretty good. But my favorite still has to be the disrespect with Goku flipping up Beerus.
Well, like the ritual. Like ritual was the most pivotal. The Beerus thing was the funniest.
Yeah.
Or I like how Goku gets his revenge, so does the flip
Yeah,
and
and
just
then
tries to
flips
chop.
him off after it. Like, it's so funny to me.
But I think one of the another one of the funniest points was when Goku was all excited over meeting Beerus.
Yeah.
And it was more or less it's King Kai's reaction to Goku wanting to meet Beerus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like scared out of his mind, like, you don't want to meet this guy. Please don't act like a fucking idiot like you always do.
All right, so moving ahead to
Resurrection of F.
Resurrection F and the second Frieza saga.
Yeah. I was kind of a bit disappointed, to be honest with you.
I
Because,
love how the one thing that makes me laugh the most is how everybody calls what's his name, Toga?
Yeah.
Togyu? Everybody calls him Captain Ginyu when
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
not Ginyu.
Well, at first,
Well,
it
it
was
is
Captain
Ginyu when the frog gets when
Yeah,
the
No.
when
frog gets to him.
Frog gets a hold of him and they switch bodies, then it becomes basically Captain Ginyu.
But before, that's not Ginyu.
No.
Yeah,
Frieza never
it's-
calls him Ginyu.
Nope. So,
It's like I said, I think his name was like Toga or Toeg or something.
I don't know how to say his name, but
But that wasn't Ginyu.
no.
Like everybody says, I like Ginyu Scouter in Resurrection F. Ginyu wasn't in Resurrection F.
Well, he was, but as a
He
frog
was for
at
the
first.
briefest of
As
cameos.
a frog. He was the frog. The frog. I'm not talking about the frog. I'm talking about the purple dude with the Scouter visor.
Yeah, I know. But
That
what disappointed me about Resurrection of F and the second season of Super was back in Z, the Frieza Force was something to be reckoned with, and then you go to a Super and you're just like you watch Tien, Master Roshi, Krillin, and all them be like, oh fuck you, oh yeah,
you have to remember though, the Frieza Force was annihilated.
and kept on
They
getting annihilated after
they
Frieza died.
they got fucking wiped. The what was the Frieza Force that was the force to be reckoned with got wiped. So they literally, Parfait literally had to go through and recruit new people. He didn't even have the strongest fighters to fucking pick from.
Nope.
He was literally picking from the bottom of the barrel. So of course they're not going to be that force to be reckoned with that they were back in Z, because the Z Frieza Force is gone.
Yeah. What my favorite part of that whole season though is Frieza and Hell. When they start singing, he just flips the fuck out.
That shit was funny.
That would be
What
his
about-
hell.
What about Frieza's wish? In
Be
in,
tall.
Su-
Be taller.
in Brawly, in the movie, in Brawly movie, he just wants to be taller by 5 centimeters.
I'm going to wish to be taller by 5 centimeters.
Just to make it look
'Cause I
natural.
want
need
it
to
to
be taller
look
by
natural.
5 centimeters. It's like, oh my god, dude.
Why don't you just go back to your second form? No, I just want to be taller.
Because I want to be taller in my final form.
That shit was fucking great, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Now,
But
I think
no.
the
It'd
pivotal
just
part
be
of that.
cursed.
What-
It'd be a cursed image to see a tall Frieza. Let's be honest.
What
We've seen a tall
disappointed
Frieza.
me, what disappointed me about Resurrection F is Vegeta. Resurrection F, everybody was excited. Everybody, like all the Vegeta fans were excited because it was finally Vegeta's turn to basically get his revenge for Frieza destroying his planet and killing his father. That's what Resurrection F was being boasted as, pretty much. It was being advertised as it was Vegeta's chance.
Yep.
But because of Vegeta
Being cocky
And
and
his-
arrogant.
and his pride, the one like important thing to remember is the Boo wasn't the first villain to wasn't the only villain to destroy Earth. Frieza destroys Earth,
And if it wasn't for Whis,
but thanks to Whis and his freaking rewind,
yep.
we were able to go back through it.
And
Since
Goku's like,
Vegeta-
fuck you, Kamehameha.
Since Vegeta was dead, basically, everybody that lived knew what was going to happen, and it was Goku that had to come in and intervene and kill Frieza.
Yep. And he used the Kamehameha.
Which, that was really the one big thing that disappointed me. I mean, and the one also,
Especially when Frieza
with
called him the Prince of Nothing.
which, when it comes to the other Z fighters, you got to remember is after Boo, like everybody was basically like training for in case anything like not Boo, after Beerus, everybody was like frantic. They were fucking training. They were just like, oh my god, this dude's like, what the hell?
Can
So
destroy
everybody-
Goku and Vegeta like they're nothing, so we gotta train to get stronger.
We have to at least
Besides
do.
Gohan.
Well, no, Gohan decided to go off and do his own thing. Which, hey, you know what? I don't like what ended up happening with Gohan and Super. It was disappointing. But you know what? It shows that not every Saiyan, even though he's a half Saiyan, but not every Saiyan is obsessed with battle.
Yep.
Gohan
And it
was
was
able
nice
to
to get-
listen. Gohan was able to listen to the human side of himself and go, you know what? My mom wanted me to do this. I'm gonna do this. I want to be a teacher.
Yep.
And
That is
Beerus
very
was
true, Kitty Wade.
Beerus was just a fucking big, angry, hungry kitty.
Yep.
Yeah,
Really, really was.
yeah, that is
Beerus
so
was
true.
Beerus was a big bitch.
Like Gohan didn't really get back into training until after Resurrection of F.
when he got absolutely fucking bodied by Frieza, just going
Yeah.
pew, 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 in his
Bodied.
first fucking form.
But
And then, like, you
It
didn't really
was
see his
nice later
power.
on in the series when he got some of his, cool boy flair back.
Yep. And then he didn't really become even with Goku until near the power
Yeah.
power tournament.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. When I was a Dragon Ball Z fan, my favorite character back then was either Goku or Gohan. And then I see Super and what they did with Gohan. I'm just like, come on, man.
Well, I was disappointed with what they did to Gohan and Super too. It's just one of those. It's just more or less. It shows that he didn't. He chose to be a professor.
Yep.
He
And
chose. He chose to stop fighting because he
settle
didn't like it.
down with his
He
wife.
hated fighting. He had Videl. They had the baby.
And
It's just like
And
he
the
let
only
everything.
reason
He let everything play out in a peaceful way. He didn't want to end up like his dad. He didn't want to end up, being a freaking fighter. He did not want to do the fighting. He even
Nope.
said this throughout the entire Z series, is I hate fighting.
Yep.
I'm not surprised that he ended up as a fucking professor. I'm really not. If anything, I'm kind of like, yeah, you hated fighting, so don't fight. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Gohan wanted to be a professor, so with all of his education and everything, and all the stuff the way that his whole story went is, I'm not surprised he ended up as a freaking teacher. I'm really, really not. It's one of those awesome. I expected this kind of thing. I was disappointed with it at first, but then the more I sat and thought about it, the more I was like, this is perfect for his character.
Oh yeah. Now let's fast forward to the Black arc.
Oh, I was gonna.
Black.
Oh.
Goku Black.
Before we get into before we address Goku Black, before we address Goku Black, I wanted to talk about I have a really important question. How old is Mia?
Well,
Or Mai? How old is Mai?
let's see. In Dragon Ball, she was about in her 20s.
And then she was
Turned
wished
into a kid.
she was she was physically turned into a kid. She still kept her age.
So technically, she's in her 60s.
She's got to be at least 60 with the body of a 20-year-old.
Well, at the time, it
12-year-old.
was a 12-year-old.
I'm talking about in
The
the
future.
Black arc and future time.
Yeah.
When
Whereas
Well,
her
hey, at
and-
least
when her
Trunks
and-
would be
and
legal
Trunks-
then.
When her and Trunks were a thing.
yeah.
Hey, he would be legal at the time, so.
He would, yeah. It's just the whole thing between Trunks and Mai.
Her body's younger, but her soul's.
She is literally just an adult. She is a grown-ass woman in a kid's body.
Yep.
It's definitely worse when you see Trunks start falling for her in the past, too.
And it's
Yeah.
like, and it's hilarious because here he is, Kid Trunks. Okay, Kid Trunks. I want to say he's what, 9 years old?
No, 12.
10 years? 12. That's right,
Should be
12.
12.
Is about 12 years old, falling for a girl who is physically 12, but in reality she's like 30.
No, a bit older. Mentally, like about 40, 50 years old. Because you got to
Do we
remember.
want to go? Do we want to go 40 or 50? Because I figured,
Because in Dragon Ball, in the original series, she was at least 20, 25 years old.
right?
And then, yes, gets turned into a kid, but, another 10 years pass, Dragon Ball Z happens. Another few years pass, Cell Saga.
Yeah,
Another few years pass, Boo Saga.
yeah.
6, 7,
So
8
yeah,
6, 7, 8 years pass, here comes Lord Beerus.
yep. So yeah, you'd be right. If you do a lot of like the actual math and everything, then yeah, she would be about 40.
Yeah.
45, which that in and of itself is one of those. Okay, so does Trunks like older women, or does he just see her as the girl that she was right then and there?
He sees her as the girl that she is right there and there. Doesn't even know that Mai is really
Is older than she actually is.
Yeah.
Which
And
that's
she-
one of the funny things.
Acts
and she
It's weird that
betrays.
she acts
She
how
a-
she looks.
she no. At first, she
does.
acts like she's an adult though.
In
But
some
then-
She
points,
first, but then time progresses and Future Trunk shows up. She starts acting like her adult self. Thinking of everyone else, not just about herself. You know, if you remember in the future, she's trying to protect everybody. She doesn't. Yeah, she has a crush on.
This right here. All of that
it's
comment.
just like vampire lollies. I swear.
Yep.
I'm an 800-year-old vampire in the body of a 16-year-old. It's like, dude, what the
And I'm
fuck?
gonna act like a 16-year-old.
Yep.
You're like 800 years old. Well, I don't even know how you would act if you were 800.
There is no logic for when it comes to
Actor
age.
There
age.
really
Ow!
isn't.
When it comes to anime, there is no logic.
Exactly.
After
because we're talking
age
about
fucking
Super.
dies.
So in the Goku Black Saga, you fast forward into future time when you see Trunks, like future Trunks, just not the same Trunks from Cell Saga. You see Trunks and Mai.
Yep.
In the original Dragon Ball series, Mai was about mid to late 20s.
Yep.
At the end of the Dragon Ball Saga, she was wished back into a kid.
Yep.
Physically. It's unclear if she stayed mentally as her adult self.
Now,
And
there's
then
something.
you go through the entire Z Saga. She, if she's her normal age of about 25, she's, by the time Super happens, she'd be about 40s, maybe 45. And Trunks at 12 is starting to have a crush on her. And you can tell by how she's acting around him that she's feeling the same.
Yep.
And then when you fast forward to, future saga, future with, Goku Black and Trunks and Mai and Trunks are a freaking couple.
Yep.
They're in love. They love each other. So is like the whole thing about it is she it's still
Is it pedophile or not?
exactly because she's
It is a lot like No from Bleach.
it is, yeah. Look who's watching us.
Hi, kitty.
Special guests,
Now,
the missus and the boyo,
I got a question.
and earlier was the girly.
And I bet you this has been bothering everyone since the reappearance of Trunks. How does he go from purple hair?
Different
to his
timeline.
mom's? They're saying that's the same Trunks.
It was verified. It might have been the same Trunks that everybody knew because it's future Trunks and everybody knows future Trunks, but it's not exactly the same set timeline. It's one of those because he went back in time and all of this happened, there was now a new Trunks that was that ended up growing up in that Trunks' place. Because the Trunk, like if you want to look at it in this kind of a universe, the Trunks that we knew as future Trunks, who is technically like would be like pre-GT Trunks, is now a member of the Time Patrol in Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2. So that Trunks, the Trunks that we know as future Trunks, is now like outside the timeline watching everything unfold, and this new Trunks has taken his place.
Now, I got another question.
Wyatt?
Yes, I'm fast
What are you
forwarding
doing?
to the end of Black.
Okay.
But what ever happened to Trunks and Mai after they got put into another new timeline with another Trunks and Mai? They never explained that. I wish they would have.
The Black Saga that we saw, Mai dies.
No, you don't.
Mai
No, she
dies.
No, she almost died, but was brought back to full health with a sensu bean.
That's right. Fucking sensu beans.
That's why I'm like, no, she
Now
didn't.
the kiss.
She got
little-
She got really, really, really fucked up though, and it looked like she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
And
no, she
fucking
didn't.
Future
I watched
Bulma
it.
died.
But
We have our first Bulma death.
yeah.
Well, technically, they basically
Second.
killed
I was gonna
They
say
ki-
technically the second because with the first
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and Z with the androids.
Now, I will say this. No, this would only be a second time because the first time she died was against Boo, when Super Boo turned everyone to chocolate and
She
ate them.
didn't die. She didn't technically die. They were just floating around in his stomach.
No, if you remember correctly, they didn't survive that. They were in Otherworld because you see a good Deborah up in
Of course, you see a
Otherworld.
good Deborah. It's because Deborah was eaten by Boo as
Yeah.
well.
But they all died. They all got wished back to life at the end of the Boo saga.
I don't remember that's how it happened though.
See that's one. I thought once they defeated Boo.
Nope, they had to be wished back. They went to Namek and wished everyone back.
I don't remember that because I even remember in like GT and stuff.
They
Um,
were all killed by Boo.
I
Because
remember in
Super Boo
GT,
didn't
Boo would just eat people and they'd just be in his stomach.
Yeah, but that
Perfectly
didn't
fine, and he could just be like,
Well,
"You're outside again."
their bodies would be in his stomach. Their soul. I guess yeah. They technically died.
Hang on. If with Boo, he didn't give a fuck. Super Boo, he would eat them, and then their body. No, I didn't even see their bodies in there. The only bodies
Well,
I
of course.
saw,
Well, the bodies would be in there because it's the candy. Their bodies
they-
are technically the candy.
they
So
would have
not
been
like
dissolved.
don't.
They would have been dissolved by then.
But
They
still,
were
you know.
technically dead.
Yeah.
Because if you
That's
remember, they went up to Otherworld, and you saw Videl, you saw Chi Chi, Bulma, and all the other Z fighters dead
yeah.
with Halo rings around them, but they didn't have a whole body like Goku and
They
everyone
had
else
the
would have
the
had.
little wavy
Yeah.
tail.
So they had to get wished back.
Yeah.
And since Dende was dead at that time,
They had to go to Namek.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot Dende fucking died there.
So did I.
And
Why would you bring that up? Like, I love Dende. Dende's an awesome guardian.
I'm gonna bring it up, motherfuckers.
But
Oh, you need is a little green. I told you not to call me that.
little
Well,
green.
I'm not. I'm not. Yo.
But like I said, let's go back to Black Ark. What was your most favorite point of that movie, that arc?
Had to be when Goku got fucking pissed.
I would have to say Vegito.
Nope. My favorite part would
Once
have to be when
transformed into the candies,
when
their souls were
Vegeta got
transported,
angry.
causing them to be dead.
Yep. So
My
yeah, that's basically right. Yeah.
My favorite part would be when Vegeta got angry and started bitch slapping the fuck out of Goku Black
Jesus Christ.
in Rose form.
Gonna
Any different stuff?
He got so angry to the
Um,
point where he was bitch slapping the fuck out of Goku Black.
ranch.
I just prefer the Goku one because of just how powerful
Well,
he
'cause
is.
As
He's
you
not
can see,
a
though,
physical thing, though.
yes, Goku might have gotten angry, but he still got his ass kicked by Zamasu and Black. When Vegeta started getting pissed off and saying, I'm the only one to get fuck up Goku and beat the shit out of him and kill him, he started beating the shit out of Black because he knew Goku's body.
I mean,
Zamasu-
Goku did the same thing, but
See,
I do agree he did start to get bodied after a bit, but that is after he got fucking stabbed.
they all
Black-
got their asses beat.
Here was the problem with Black is Black had the same issue that Ginyu had. He might have had Goku's body, but he did not know how to utilize its abilities.
He didn't.
And that's the same issue that Ginyu had in the Frieza saga, and that's because just because you inhabit the body, don't mean you know shit.
But he started learning it though, because Vegeta and them decided to run their mouse. And then he started to realize, I have a Saiyan's body now. Every time I get my ass beat close to death, I'm going to become stronger. And look at
How
what
much
happened
does
to
the
me.
Zenkai boost do? Does it get more and more as you get stronger, or is it just the same bit of energy? Is that ever actually explained?
Probably. But like I was saying though, look at to the point where he became Super Saiyan Rose.
I do
I
like that
wonder-
form. I
He's-
love that form.
Because it was supposed to be regular Super Saiyan. It was mentioned that it was just supposed to be regular Super Saiyan. But
Well, because
since
he
with
had evil aura.
evil aura and a key from a
Mhm.
god, all that combined with the Super Saiyan became Rose.
Basically
look-
his own form of blue.
And look what he did to Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta.
And
He
Vegito.
bodied them. And Vegito.
You can't forget
Well,
Vegito.
Well,
They
that's
even went
after-
sword to sword.
That's after they Zamasu and Black fused. I'm talking about just
I
Black
mean, they,
himself.
didn't they
Oh,
still
just-
have
oh,
those
okay, yeah.
ones,
I'm just talking about Black himself.
Right.
Look what he did to those three until Vegeta decided to say, hey, I'm going to fucking step up and kick the shit out of you. I know Goku's better body than you do.
The energy transformed into new energy that is stronger. Oh, okay,
Yep.
thanks.
Pretty much. That's exactly how it's
And then-
I never really got that explanation on the Zenkai boost.
mhm.
And then those two fused. Zamasu and Black fused.
Which was the ugliest fucking thing.
Yeah, just Zamasu's body with white hair like a
Well,
Super Saiyan.
I meant after they power up. After they
Yeah.
tried to power up. How fucking the half of
Oh,
the
when
face and the arm.
Because of the incompatible bodies, one's
Yep.
immortal, one isn't.
Yep.
and then
Like,
Hey,
the-
let's pull the stupidest move without thinking. Yeah, let's do it.
let's pull a
but-
Frieza and, attain a new form without understanding how this shit works first.
but as you can see, before that happened,
Okay, Zamasu, tone
His-
down the Frieza.
his powers though from that god form though, basically, he was basically indestructible until someone decided, oh, let's distract Zamasu, and so Vegeta and Goku can use supporter rings or earrings to fuse, and boom, Vegito.
I love
Honestly,
Vegito.
the
He's-
I like Vegito, but in Super, it was the biggest disappointment for me because I thought he was gonna body him.
He
And then
did
it's
Well, that's
like,
because
oh,
the
boom.
first time we saw Vegito was back in Buu Saga in Z,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
when he was going up against an enemy that he was on par with. Honestly, with the fused Zamasu, he was not on par with him at all.
No.
Especially because one, he was going up against a god.
Yep.
Two, it might have, the fused capability, they went blue. Blue really isn't a stronger form. It's a controlled form.
Yeah.
They're really not that much stronger in blue. It would have been more wise for them to go an actual Super Saiyan, or at least a Super Saiyan 2 form of Vegito, because that one in itself is stronger.
Now
Blue is more literally just a form of Super Saiyan with controlled ki.
Now I got a question for you.
Huh.
Since it's Vegeta and Goku fused together, why didn't they ever use Kaioken?
Because Vegeta can't.
Ah,
Vegeta does not know the Kaioken technique. So Vegito or Gogeta, neither one of the fusions can utilize a skill that the other doesn't know. They can
It's kinda
combine it with
confusing.
something. Like it could be combined with something, kind of how they do, the Big Bang Kamehameha as
or the
Gogeta,
or the final Kamehameha.
or the
that
final
they-
Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha with a final flash. They could have easily, or not easily, but they could have tried to come up with a form that matched both of their power levels and would fit something of Kaioken and something from a form that Vegeta knows. But the problem with that is there wasn't another form that Vegeta knew.
Nope, not until the Tournament of Power.
Not even. That's not really a new form. It's an advanced form of blue where he's actually got a little bit more power and can express his ki better than he could in regular blue.
Yep.
With I think they called it royal blue.
Yeah, a form that Goku can't reach.
But I mean,
Goku has Ultra Instinct.
I was gonna say, but by all that meaning, Goku has Ultra Instinct and Autonomous Ultra Instinct.
Yep.
Vegeta
It'd be
can't attain
scary
those
to see.
levels.
It'd be scary to see a Gogeta transformation, but with Ultra Instinct instead.
That'd be
That-
fucking terrifying.
Yeah. He
Super
definitely
Saiyan
wouldn't
Blue
have
is a
bodied Broly
transformation
back
that is
then.
achieved when a Super Saiyan who can use the power of a god transforms into a Super Saiyan.
Can you post it so I can see it?
Oh, I'm just reading. I'm just reading the
He's
wiki.
reading
No.
off of his phone.
Oh, I thought someone put a
No.
comment in.
No. But one of the things about Vegito, one of the things about Vegito versus Gogeta is Vegito is a Portera.
Okay,
Anybody
it
confused
says
with
here on the
Portera.
wiki that Super Saiyan Blue has tremendously more power than either Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan.
It's because you have more control of your ki.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm not
It's
saying you
not-
were wrong. I just wanted to read the wiki of it
Yeah, it's not
Because it-
essentially a
because of all the
stronger
information
level.
that this person is getting from the wiki.
The only reason why I said it's not essentially a stronger level is because it doesn't really offer much in the
It's
terms
a hybrid. It's just a hybrid of Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God.
exactly. But it's more offer. The reason why it has a tremendous amount of power is because your power comes from your ki, and in Blue you can control your ki.
Yeah.
In terms of strength,
Which is why Kaioken works with it.
exactly. Which is exactly why Goku is able to hold his Kaioken form a lot more, a lot longer in Blue than he can normal.
Now, the most funniest part I thought of, after they defeat Zamasu, how the Zamasu faces start appearing. How Goku's like, huh? You know what? I'm gonna be a fucking sarcastic asshole. We need help. Let's pull out my button and summon future Zeno.
But anyway,
Summoning Zeno.
getting back on what I was trying to say. The big difference between Vegito
Take the
and
knowledge and ability to do any fusion due to the energy levels being different.
hold on, I'm getting to that.
Sorry, I'm just reading the comment. I'm just reading
I was
the
gonna say I
comment.
read her comment, and that's like she finished what I was trying to say, because you guys were talking
Okay.
about the Super Saiyan Blue form, and I was trying to talk about fusions and everything.
Yeah, sorry about
The
that.
big difference between Vegito and Gogeta is Vegito is Portera. Portera confused anybody. You look at Kibito and you look at Supreme Kai.
Shin.
Supreme Kai. His official title is Supreme Kai.
Yeah, but
no,
they call him Shin.
they call him Shin. I know that's what they call him. That's not his actual name. But those two could not be any different. Not even in terms of power. His title is Kaio Shin, which is why they call him Shin. But Supreme Kai is vastly stronger than Kibito. Kibito is way taller and way older than Supreme Kai, but yet they use the Portera earrings and fuse together to make Kibito Kai. Those two could not be any more different. You can fuse Krillin and Piccolo with Portera earrings. I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified to see that fusion. Two bald-headed dudes, one green with antenna, the other small and white with the six Shaolin dots on his forehead.
Would it be
it'd be terrifying to see that kind of a fucking fusion.
Would it be like those situations where I can't remember what the thing is called, but it causes people to lose pigmentation of their skin? Would it just look like Piccolo is having a really bad case of that?
You mean vitiligo?
Yeah, I think.
I have no idea. He might even end up as just a more pale green figure. But
albino and
really.
There's
an albino Namekian standing right behind you. Kill it like the
rest.
But anyway, Portera doesn't really. You could have two people of vastly different power levels. It doesn't really matter. Like fusion dance. That's why Vegito is an underrated fusion. Vegito's not really, a reliable sense of a fusion. He's reliable because his form duration lasts a lot longer and can be broken than a normal Portera fusion. With the fusion dance, you have to get the technique down. You have to be the same power level, same height. Like basically, you have to be the same height.
Well, then
Goku
how does it work
as
for
tall
Goku
as
Vegeta? Because Goku's a lot taller than
You have to be similar height.
You have to be you have to be a similar height. You cannot be more than, I think it's a foot apart. in height. And since
Oh,
Goku
poor
is
Krillin. He can never feel what it feels like to be the height of a Saiyan.
poor Goku,
I mean,
or poor Krillin, but
unless he maybe fused with Vegeta, but you know what? We're not going to talk about that.
but no, the fusion dance actually has to be learned. It takes a while to master, and even still, you could mess up. What was Guko?
Go Tanks.
No, the fat and the skinny version of Gogeta.
I don't know.
Viku. Viku. Viku is the scrawny version of Gogeta, and he is very weak because they messed the dance up. And then there's the fat one. I can never remember the fat one's name.
I just tend to call him Gokucha now. I don't remember his name, so I just call him Gokucha.
That's probably what it is. I don't know. But you look at both of those forms because they messed up the technique in order to make the being. The being was flawed. Viku is thin and really weak and is an exhausted being because he's so scrawny. And the fat one, what did you call him?
I called him Gokucha.
Gokuja?
Yeah.
Is a very fat character. He has, he gets winded easy because he's got a lot that he's carrying. Both figures are not as powerful as the perfect fused being Gogeta. Gogeta utilizes the power levels of both figures, also the physical appearances of both figures, but both of those do. Combined. It's not a matter of, this person's stronger than, these two people are different power levels. So, this dude's this strong, this dude's this strong. We're going to take the stronger of the two. They're both literally the same exact power level for the fusion, which combines both power levels into one being. Vegito.
And in the movie, he says it also magnifies it.
Exactly, and it magnifies it. Whereas Vegito, the Porteras, it literally just throws them together with what they are at that moment. So if Goku,
that's why Gogeta is usually considered the superior fusion.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why Gogeta, and I'm so fucking pumped now that he's an actual canon fusion, is by far considered the most superior fusion of the two. I personally love Vegito. Vegito has a lot more of the balanced personality of both people. It's one of those. Gogeta has to be mentally both Goku and Vegeta, whereas Vegito is you get more of the Goku side showing, or you get more of the Vegeta side showing. They're not.
You usually get more of it.
They don't have to be mentally balanced. It's not one of those. It's Vegeta and Goku. It's Vegeta and Goku, and then it could be Vegeta or it could be more Goku. And it's one of those things, and it's amazing. That's one of the reasons why I love Vegito so much more than I love Gogeta. That Gogeta's vastly overrated. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for that, but Gogeta is vastly overrated. Yes, he's the superior fusion. Yes, he is vastly stronger than anybody in the show, minus Beerus and Whis and all the other gods of destruction, really. But he's he's played out. Even in like the games, if you get Gogeta, that's game fucking over. If anybody pulls Gogeta out on you, it's game over. There's really
what's Gogeta though? Haha. And you gotta remember in the video games, they have the blue form and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
I know, but even still, that's one of the things is he's overrated. He's overused. Yeah, he hasn't been used a lot, but he's got both 4 and blue.
Yep.
Vegito only has, honestly, he's only got blue. He's got Super Saiyan and he's got blue. That's it. Like, Vegito isn't used as often as he really should be. And Gogeta is like, I played Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Who doesn't?
people that don't play mobile games. But I played Dokkan Battle, John.
We got
John.
kicked, John. We got kicked, John.
But no, Dokkan Battle. If you have a friend that pops up with the freaking Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you win. You can win if you hit the right greens. You got it. You'll do freaking like 8 million damage in one attack, which will melt down your opponent, whoever it is that you're facing.
I know who's stronger in that game, and I'm laughing because of it. They made the new Brawly OP'd.
The right one.
I have the right one unlocked. He's fucking OP'd.
It's still one of those things, though. It's.
I couldn't send it the picture itself, so I just had to do that.
Oh, I don't think I want to look at it. I really don't think I want to look at it.
It's Vegito. Trust me. It's related to Vegito.
But in Heroes, did
Yes.
they make a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito?
I don't
What?
think there ever has been a Super Saiyan in Heroes. Maybe
For what?
For Vegito.
Dragon Ball Heroes.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. But that link
Vegito?
is
Yes, Vegito.
I don't think even in Heroes we've seen a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. There's all kinds of different fan art and everything of a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, but I don't know if it's actually been done.
I know,
In
I know it's in the game itself. It is a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. I don't know if they put it in the miniseries.
In which
by the
game?
way, the
Heroes?
link is of Vegito kicking
Yes.
away Boo's attack.
In Heroes.
But I mean, Vegito is one of those is one of the most underrated fusions, and it's really kind of upsetting because he honestly has, and he has the best monologue.
But
He
All right.
has the best lines out of like both fusions. Vegito is one of the most versed characters.
yes. But let's get back on topic though.
Yeah.
Okay, so pivotal moment in
that was
Black.
That was a 20-minute talk about Vegito and Gogeta there, sir.
So
Yeah.
pivotal moment in Black Arc.
I think it
Pivotal
was
moment.
when they first go to the future.
I think a pivotal moment
Because
for
you
me
gotta remember,
would
they go
probably be
to
Trunks
the future
goes
twice.
berserk.
Yeah,
That
remember they go to
whole-
the future twice because Mai tries to save them at one time when they get their asses kicked the first time.
I think the most pivotal moment for me would have to be when Trunks goes to that berserk state.
His sword.
But that's like towards the
The
end.
blue around his Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but that's like towards the end and everything,
It might be towards the end.
But it can still be pretty pivotal.
It's still pretty pivotal,
It's
though.
one of the best moments in it, by far.
I think
And
the real
I think
most
the Black
pivotal
arc was
part-
one of the more disappointing arcs, honestly.
I liked it.
Black
I liked it.
It was
I'm
an
not
interesting
I'm not
arc.
saying it was bad at all. I'm just saying it was less. How would I phrase that? I'm bad with words. I'm not saying it was bad at all. I liked it myself. It's
I
just
think-
it wasn't as good as other arcs, in my opinion.
To be honest, I think for the whole entire series, the Black arc was the most pivotal of all the arcs because if it wasn't for having two Xenos, we wouldn't have gotten the
The tournament.
of power. If it wasn't for that second Xeno.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because in his future, there are no fighters. There are no tournaments to be held.
No, because Zamasu killed all the
Pretty
No,
much.
I think we would have had that because didn't we?
No, because
There was only one Zeno when
he
the
got
idea was first put into his mind.
yeah, but if it wasn't for the second Zeno, the future Zeno, who never
wouldn't
seen
have
that
had
tournament, yeah, if there
We
wasn't,
didn't talk about when the first Zeno came in, did we?
Oh, we skipped an arc. We skipped
Yeah, the first
Universe
tournament
6.
arc in that.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Universe 6 arc
Yeah.
with Hit.
Yeah, because we
No,
completely glossed over the whole reason that Zamasu even knew about Goku.
I thought that came after.
No,
No,
it
it
was right
didn't.
before Arc. It
Out of
was
order.
before Black.
Because remember, during that, Zamasu observes Goku, enveloping himself in divine stuff.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Now,
No, I've watched them out of order.
my favorite part of that arc for Universe 6 was Hit destroying Goku and Vegeta with a time skip.
I love the
He
time.
didn't destroy Goku nearly as much as he did Vegeta though.
He did it first.
He
before-
destroyed him. He destroyed him. I'm not denying that.
Yeah. No.
Because- because if it wasn't for Goku watching the fight, though, if Goku didn't watch the fight at all between Vegeta and Hit, what do you think would have happened to Goku? He would have gotten wrecked.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because if he didn't watch that fight like he did, he would have gotten wrecked right in the first 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
And that
I think the craziest thing has to be that Vegeta got bodied though.
it was like that was funny. It
Like,
was funny
that
It was funny, but it was also pretty crazy because this is someone who didn't even power up and he's just like this and bodies Vegeta instantly.
that's because no one knew what Hit was really capable of. He's that mystery character.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, he's just sitting there with his eyes closed, watching through his mind, basically, watching the whole tournament happen. Until he feels Goku power up. Even Vegeta power up, he decided to open his eyes to watch what happens.
Yeah.
They really did. They.
To be all honesty, I think they underrated
Definitely.
Hit completely.
They really did. I mean, both with hit and
If they had taken a little more time
Kitty,
with Kalitha and
I will
Kale,
say
it would have
this
been a
to-
lot better.
I will say this to your comment. Yes, they were underwrote at first because we didn't know who they were.
well,
you
even
didn't know
still,
you didn't know who Cal was or Khalifa was.
I mean,
You know-
Khalifa is just female
Kappa
Goku.
was.
You know, Khalifa was just some female who her brother was the king of the Saiyans in Universe 6.
Hold on, because one thing to remember is the tournament that we're talking about. They weren't in.
They should have been in, but
They weren't in because it takes Kaba to convince them to compete.
yep.
And they didn't, and this is just in the tournament of power. I can't remember. I honestly don't believe that they were in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7
No,
tournament.
they weren't.
They weren't
They were.
at
I
all.
don't even think they were.
They weren't even
They
there.
were thought about.
They weren't
I
even
don't
there. What she's talking about is in the tournament of power, and I completely agree that they really were underwrote.
They
They
were.
really, them.
I feel like they should have had more time to be written in before, getting just thrust upon us.
Yeah, I mean the proper character development is one of those things. If we would have seen something with Kaba talking to somebody
Or talking about them.
or talking about them, like in the U6 versus U7, if he had mentioned Kale and Khalifa, that would have been an entirely different story. They would have already been mentioned. It would have been, hey, cool, more Saiyans, awesome. This is dope. This is perfect.
What about the two mystery
You didn't get the
Namekians?
G Fuel hoodie?
I don't even I didn't even know there were Namekians in other universes until those three showed up. It's like
Those two, you mean? Two.
there was
Two.
There was two. There was two.
There was two.
I was gonna say I think one of them split. One of them used the split technique.
Yeah, one of them used
There
the
were
technique.
there were three of them at one point.
No, and the whole tournament there was
By
only two of them.
technicality, there was three of them. If one of them used the split technique.
I was gonna say because
No.
one split. If one splits, they become two.
No, they even described while the
What
fight,
he's saying is
uh,
using the split technique, one of them became.
No, they didn't even
second.
use the split technique. And the tournament, those two were mysterious until they fought Gohan and Piccolo. Those two told their story of how one of them pulled out both of them held out their hands, and all the Namekians on their planet went into each one of them.
I
They were not.
sincerely hope that they can undo that.
They were never a split personality at all. It was just those two.
I'm not
They
talking
were-
about a split personality.
The split technique. Sorry.
You know, I was gonna say, because you know how Piccolo like
Yeah.
separates himself and trains against himself.
Yeah, but those two were at the tournament the entire time, but they hid. They waited to show themselves. They didn't really do the split technique or nothing because they don't look like each other either. Because if you remember when Piccolo trained and did his split technique, that he looked like himself. Those two have different body structure and everything else.
I was gonna say, I thought one of them looked the same as one of the other ones. I thought I
No.
saw 3 at one point, and one of them it must have just been after image.
It was an after image technique when they were
Might have
fighting
been.
Gohan and Piccolo.
But that must have been what I was, because I thought I was seeing 3 at one point.
Hey, I thought the same thing, so I don't blame you.
I will fight you both.
Anyway, back to U6 versus U7. Favorite moment. Favorite moment for me
Favorite moment.
is Vegeta training Kaba to use Super Saiyan, and then
kicking his ass.
and then obliterating him with blue.
Yep.
I like that one too, but what would
Now-
you think?
But I think the most pivotal point for me,
I said favorite,
What?
not pivotal.
I already said my favorite.
Oh, that's
I'm a
right.
step ahead of you guys. But the most pivotal point for me would be Frost versus Goku. Because, another Frieza saga.
Frieza clan.
Yeah, Frieza clan.
Another
Look-
Frieza
look
clan
like-
member.
Yeah. That, you would think he'd be so almighty and powerful.
Frost was a bitch.
He's a little bitch that cheats. Has to use a poison needle to take down Goku.
Well, of course.
Which Piccolo and Vegeta.
I'm honestly surprised
noticed.
that poison needle even.
Oh, we totally skipped. We totally bypassed the Fox dudes, the Kobold
Fox dudes.
that Gohan fought.
That's not until near closer to the tournament of power.
Oh yeah, I love-
Now you're going
No,
far ahead, sir.
I'm jumping ahead now. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
bitch
love
slap
that.
you.
I love that part because you get to see like what Gohan has been training himself to do before this tournament. But yeah, no, I'm jumping ahead. So pivotal moment for me in U6 U7, I mean, has to be Goku exploiting the key control of Blue using Kaioken.
You stole
20.
mine.
Times
you stole
20.
mine.
You can
Times
still use
20.
it. It's Kaioken times 20, dude.
Against hit. Even though Goku still got his ass kicked.
Still got his ass kicked, but he got quite a few good punches in there too.
Oh yeah. He
I-
really did. So
I will say that's the most.
I think my
funniest-
favorite part has to be when Hit throws the match
I know.
on purpose.
you only got
Oh,
two.
against
against
Monica?
Monica. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to say. That was my most funniest part of that.
It's my
war.
it's
Where
All right.
Monica goes and
it's my
punches him,
favorite. Oh,
and then boom.
Manaka. Fucking Manaka.
I wanted to do this, but I did the middle finger first.
Can we just say that they were foolish for telling Goku that Manaka was the strongest fighter?
Oh my god! Did you see how
Oh.
scared Manaka was the entire time?
Manaka looked
You
like
got
he was about to
so-
piss his pants.
As
He
soon
passed
as
out.
the
What are you
first
talking
fight
about?
started,
He
the
passed
first
out.
fight that started, he passed out, and he looked like he was just the most
Watching.
serious person ever.
Just watching. They thought they was watching. Like, oh, I'm way better than them. I don't need to even blink or nothing. No,
He was
he passed the
unconscious.
fuck out. All right, now since we already discussed the Black Saga, let's skip to the pre-tournament and the tournament of power.
So we'll
What was
just
it?
knock them both into one.
Zeno,
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna
the
knock.
Zeno something.
set.
It was the Zeno something.
Now, I will say this: my most favorite part of those two combined would be the first fight between Goku and Jiren.
Yep, he does.
You know, when he first learns that, oh, I got Ultra Instinct. I
He
don't
doesn't
know
even
it.
learn it.
Doesn't even learn it. He gets hit by his own spear bomb. Everyone thought he died. And then, boom! Ultra Instinct Goku.
That's turning
Not
into
even a master.
We're combining them into one saga.
Yeah.
Or one arc.
Okay.
Didn't even know that he was an Ultra Instinct at that point.
It's just a
He didn't even know. He didn't even look at himself like thoroughly. He just went. All he really did was go, and then his body moved on its own. That's what Ultra.
I mean, there is one point where he stops and just goes, and then moves. He does look at his arms like, what the fuck?
That's because his body moved on its own.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, what's your favorite point there, Jake?
I have a couple.
Name the biggest one.
Let's see. My favorite part is when Krillin and Goku goes toe to toe.
That was good. That was a good match.
Like Goku went blue, and Krillin was still able to hold his own against Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think Goku was exactly trying.
He said
he was not holding back. He was not pulling punches. He was going all out, and Krillin was still able to go toe to toe with him.
Well, at first Goku even said he was pulling back a little until Krillin decided to go all out himself. And then once that happened, Goku was like, you're not holding back. So I'm
not holding back either. And they even still, in that whole fight, after that point, they were both going toe to toe, and Krillin was still holding his own for a good bit.
Yep. And then Android 18 gets involved in.
But my other favorite part is when you see 17 again.
Yeah.
I loved seeing 17, and the fact and like how he went from I'm dedicated to killing Goku to hey, Goku's here. I wanted to kill you at first, we'll fight just so that I can gauge. And then it was like after that I was just like, this is the kind of shit that I was hoping for after Z. Is we get to see 17 again because we know 18's alive because Cell spit her back out.
But you never knew what happened to 17.
We never knew what happened to 17.
Even though you see him in the Boo Saga. Even though you see him in the Boo Saga.
We might see him but we don't see him as Super. We don't see him the way he is in Super.
No. You see him just hold up his hand and give Goku a little bit of energy, and that's it. That's the only glimpse that you get of 17. So you didn't even see his face.
That was a crazy glimpse.
You saw his black hair, his black shirt with the scarf, and his pants. That's all you saw was a glimpse of him.
It was a crazy cameo, though. Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, right there in Super, he's fighting Goku.
Well, now, he's protecting a wildlife. Dude, he's protecting a freaking wildlife preserve.
Yep. And has
family. He's protecting nature.
Don't forget his family. He has a wife
goes from wanting
to
kill people to protecting wildlife, having a wife, 17, and having a fucking
He went from fucking Android 17 and he was just Android 16 in a new body.
Yep.
I'm sorry. He went from being Android 17, I'm dedicated to fucking up humanity, and then all of a sudden in Super he goes from I'm 17 and I'm gonna fuck everybody up to I'm 16 and I love nature.
Well,
there's one difference.
Well,
he doesn't say birds.
He does not have a bird named Toriyama.
18 has stated before they were when they were still humans, he was the most kindest person that she knew.
Mm-hmm.
Until they got taken by Dr. Gero. She did say that. So
yeah,
we could say
this is more of a glance of him like returning to his humanity.
Yeah, his humanity. Now, my most pivotal part of everything, and I will say this, was when 17 sacrificed himself to protect Goku and Vegeta. You didn't really know that he was alive.
Look at me, being all human.
Yeah. But
I love that line.
Look at me, having a conscience.
It was the most pivotal point, though. You said Wednesday it was Vegeta for you for Dragon Ball Z.
Hmm.
I'm saying it was 17 this time.
Yeah, 17 like that was one of the cool things is you got like, and even the line, even that one line he says, "Look at me being all human,"
Yep.
is just an amazing line, and how and it goes to show, he's displaying his humanity.
He's showing that he is human, that he can go and have a normal life like 18, have a family and everything, but will also show that he will protect no
Mhm.
matter what it comes down to, even if he had to sacrifice his own life, that he will protect.
And then
everyone.
if I have to, like, if I can pick a favorite one from just like the Tournament of Power itself,
Yeah.
it is Goku obtaining or hitting autonomous Ultra Instinct, catching Jiren's Power Ball, and
Yeah.
just freaking, all you see is the white streak shoot across the screen, and then Goku standing there like this with the freaking ball of energy that Jiren just shot at him, and just goes,
That had to
and
be
then
one of my favorite
and then
fights, though.
he walks up to Jiren, backflips, and all you see is "Ugh!"
That
it's just like, yeah, see
that was
this
that was-
Goku.
that was my second favorite fight of that tournament was mastered Ultra Instinct Goku
Autonomous.
versus Jiren. I can't say autonomous.
You
I
just
screwed
did.
up. I screwed up at the end.
He didn't.
I think my
Fight.
did good.
favorite. I think my favorite, like from the non-tournament of power, my favorite part has to be Gohan versus Basil, was it?
Yeah, Basil. Who's Basil?
And in the tournament of power, it has to be tired Goku versus Kefla and Kale at the same time.
Well, I was about to say my favorite part was when what was their fusion name between Kale and Khalifa?
Kefla?
Yeah, Kefla against Ultra Instinct Goku.
The surfing, the Kamehameha on top
Yeah.
of the fucking beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goku
Yep.
just turned hacks on for that one.
Hang on, I gotta take off my headset.
He's like,
My
hold on, let
phone's
me
about to
turn my
die.
hacks on real quick.
Let's-
All right.
It's fine. I'm pretty sure we're gonna call it here in a bit. Now that we've got all the topics covered and we've covered everything.
Sorry, my phone was about to die.
For those who have seen Dragon Ball Super Broly, what was your favorite part of that?
The whole story.
Oh,
The whole fucking story. How it actually had a goddamn story.
I can't hear you, Jake.
It's because you took off your headset. That's your fault, not mine.
What did he say, John? I can't hear him.
He said that's because you took off your headset. That's your fault, not mine.
I'll fight you.
Anyway, if you watch Dragon Ball Z,
I'm gonna leave,
Broly.
leave for quick and rejoin.
Broly Returns, and Bio Broly, like all three Broly movies, they
don't
really
mention
have
that last one. Oh
they
god,
really have no story as to why Broly is so pissed off at Goku.
Why is he so pissed at
There
Kakarot?
is no mention at all other than the fact that Goku cried a lot as a baby.
He cried for like 3 hours.
That's the only reason. In
His
the new
crying
one,
tormented
in
by
the new
Broly.
Broly, Goku is not the source. Goku
Broly's
is
anger.
not the source of Broly's anger. It's Vegeta, King Vegeta to be specific. Or actually, no, Broly doesn't have an actual source of anger.
No.
Broly doesn't
his
have
father.
one. His dad does.
And Broly,
and
just by proxy, just because who he is, just can't control his rage.
Yep.
It's Paragus's fault that Broly has the issues towards these people, and that's because his dad told him to. Like, I love the whole movie of Dragon Ball Super Broly because it has a viable fucking story.
Yes, it does.
It isn't just where. Oh, I hate you now.
And then at the end of it all, how Goku visits and him and Brawly are cool.
Yep.
Broly
and
even gives him a fucking smile.
that's what I loved. Like the whole movie in and of itself was just a great piece.
Yeah.
It was a vast improvement over the abomination that was the first one.
Yep.
I think my
The
favorite
first
part of it
set.
has. I think my favorite part has to be at the end when Goku says, "But Broly, call me Kakarot."
Like
Yeah,
that
that kind of threw me off right there.
That-
It was like,
that was awesome. Like I loved that because, you know,
The fact he's acknowledging his Saiyan
His
name
Saiyan
and
name,
he
his
wants
actual
another
name.
Saiyan to call him that.
well,
because
that's what Vegeta always calls him too,
not always.
all the time.
He slipped up 5 times and actually called him
5
Goku.
times, that's it. Or
5
calls him
times.
Clown. Or
5
calls him
times in
Clown.
actual Z when he calls him Goku.
Or calls him a clown.
No, I'm talking about name. He calls him Kakarot for a majority of the series, but there's 5 times when he slips up and calls him Goku.
Yep.
But no, it's just like for me, the whole movie of Dragon Ball Super Broly was just a phenomenal piece that was done in an excellent way. That
Yeah.
I guess
perfect.
I guess that with an interview with Akira Toriyama, he said once the first 2 movies dropped, he started on Brawly, this Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Super Brawly. He took his time with that movie because he didn't want to fuck up like he did with the first 3 Brawlys. He wanted to take his time and actually make
The
a
animation
story.
quality alone would have excused it not having a story. But not only did it have a story, but the animation quality was so fucking phenomenal.
In the new one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it came down to fucking Gogeta.
I
versus
love
Broly.
how they made Gogeta. Like I love how they realized that, you know, if Goten and Trunks can do the fusion dance to make a supreme fighter, why can't Goku and Vegeta? And like next thing you know, they're teleporting to a place way far away where freaking it's just like with Piccolo. Piccolo's there, they're doing the fucking fusion dance, and it's just one of those.
But during that whole
I like
entire
what
time-
Vegeta says to Goku, like something like "great landing" or "perfect landing."
But you gotta remember also during that
All right.
entire time that they're doing the fusion dance,
I'm gonna kind
what's
of
happening to
back.
Frieza? What is happening to Frieza the entire time?
Just get
Frieza
fucking
getting-
kicked out of him. He got fucking bodied by Broly for a straight hour.
An hour.
And he still was so smug about it. He looked like he was crucified to a wall, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be smug.
All right. We've covered
What's the most
super
pivotal part for you guys?
And Dragon Ball
Oh.
Super Broly.
pivotal. Pivotal, I'd have to say the fusion.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that.
Same.
But
Oh, an entire agreement. That's nice.
that's a rare one that we all agree.
It's
But-
about time.
But all right, I'm gonna say we're good.
Yep.
We covered all of Super. We covered the 3 movies.
Covered everything.
We covered everything there was to cover. We missed a few spots. Had to go back, jumped a few. You know, covered everything else that we.
It was just a
missed.
whole fucking thing of hopscotch, dude.
It really was. So I am going to say we're good. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon page. Exclusive video going up in about the next half hour or so. We're gonna have a new show starting tomorrow called Nerds. Well, yeah, it's called Nerds Corner Coffee Break. It's only going to be about 15 minutes long, and then
Oh, she's got a witty comment against you.
oh yeah, she does. Kitty.
She schooled us.
Yeah, but
She did.
I love Kitty. Kitty's funny. Kitty's the one that introduced me and Amanda. So
Nice.
love Kitty. Kitty's a great friend. She's been a really good friend since high school.
All
But,
right, Midnight Lupin. You got Ultra and Nero. I'm taking off, guys.
All right.
See you, man.
Yep. For Nerds Corner, you guys. I'm Nero,
I'm Ultra Warrior.
and we will catch you guys next time.